Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I review the latest movies and documentaries. Today, I'm going to talk about 13 Lives movie. If you're interested in this topic, make sure to watch this video until the end and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. The movie begins and we are shown a lot of kids playing in the football ground. All these kids were friends. It turns out that one of them had a birthday today. To make that kid's birthday special, the coach tells all these kids to do something adventurous today. We all go to a nearby cave. The kids were kids. All of them were ready and excited to go on an adventure. All the kids go to the cave with their coach on their bicycles. Except for one kid who had some work at home. All these kids were in the cave for the first time. They don't even know when they reached the third chamber of the cave. The third chamber of the cave was 1 kilometer away from the entrance. As soon as they go there, the weather outside gets very bad. It starts raining. This rain was not an ordinary rain. It was a stormy rain, and such a rain in Thailand that did not stop for many days. After the scene is cut, we are shown a scene of the children's parents. The kid whose birthday is today, all the parents are preparing for the kid's birthday party. But no kid has returned home yet. While waiting, these people were tired. And then the kid who could not go with him tells these parents that all the kids had gone to the cave together. It was raining heavily and the cave was not free of danger. All the parents' minds start ringing with danger, and they immediately call the emergency service. In the emergency, the divers of the rescue team go inside the cave where the whole river was full of water. The children did not have a sign far away. These people had also reached the third chamber. The third chamber of the cave was the point where the children were shown in the movie for the last time. In such a water-filled cave, the condition of the divers themselves had also deteriorated. After many hours, they managed to get out of this cave with great difficulty. Their condition was so bad that they could not handle anyone else. On the other hand, outside the cave, the children's parents were also waiting for their children. But the bad news they get is that their children are not in the cave. The parents' hopes were breaking. I don't know if their children will meet them again or not. The next day was also over. The rain was not stopping and the water was filling the cave. Different types of pumps are used to try to get the water out of the cave. But this attempt was not very successful. The news was also viral that 13 children were trapped in a cave. People from all over the city come here to help them. And after hearing this news, a boy from another city also comes here. This boy knew the caves and mountains very well. He comes here and talks to a man near the cave and tells him that, "I don't think the cave is filled with rainwater, but there are many sinkholes in the cave. From there, fast water is going into the cave." This old man was fine after the girl. These two go to the cave without wasting time. They find many sinkholes in the cave, because of which the water was going into the cave. They try to close the sinkholes as much as possible, so that there is no excess water in the cave, and the chances of the children getting out of the cave increase. 5 days passed by. The children had no clue. Thai divers had failed to find the children. That's why the Thai government asks for help from the English government. And the English government sends their 2 most expert divers here. One of these 2 divers was named Rick and the other was named John. Without wasting time, these people finally reach this cave. Their first mission was to rescue the children. They wore their diving suits and went inside the cave. The water level in the cave was very high. It was difficult to breathe here. It was also difficult for anyone to stay alive. These people go 800 meters, 900 meters, 1000 meters, up to 1600 meters deep into the cave. But they don't find any trace of the children here. At this place, they find an engineer. He came here to put a pump. But because the water level was very high, he was getting panic attacks outside. John and Nick try to save his life. John gives him his oxygen mask, and Rick tells him to somehow get him out of here. This man was panicking so much that it seemed like Rick's biggest mission to get him out of here. But somehow he manages to get this man out. Rick goes inside with John's oxygen mask. John also comes out of the cave with his oxygen mask. When everyone comes out and asks him about his condition, he had to give them bad news. He didn't find any trace of the children up to 1600 meters deep. It is possible that the children have gone further than this. Or it is also possible that the children have died. But the children's corpses are not there. The children had been trapped inside for 7 days. Even the divers could not touch them. These people decide that they will go 1,600 meters ahead and check the children. But the problem was that the water in the cave was constantly increasing. In this case, they had to wait for the rain to stop. In this case, to make it difficult for them, the same guy who had previously closed the sinkhole of the cave enters here. He meets the governor here and advises him that we should turn the direction of the water of the cave. Because of the change in the direction of the water, this water will go into the crops. In this way, the crops will be destroyed, but the chances of saving the children will increase. The governor was also interested in what he was saying. He meets all the farmers here and discusses this idea with them. He knew that this would be a huge loss for the farmers, but the children would be saved. The farmers were not selfish. The lives of 13 children were more important to them than this money. That's why they had agreed to the governor's idea. Finally, the flow of water is reversed. As soon as the level of water decreases from the cave, the divers enter the cave again. This time they had traveled more than 2,200 meters. But there was still no hope. They didn't find anything there. They were about to turn back when John suddenly sees a light there. This light was coming from a narrow path. With difficulty, John goes from that narrow path to the other side. And here, luckily, all the children are found alive. The children were safe. Nick and John were very happy to see this. But they were in a bad state of hunger. Nick and John make a video of them and take them outside. Because without oxygen masks, they couldn't get the children out of here. Here, when John was making a video of them, the coach says in the video, "It's my fault. I made the children do this adventure." But all the children say, "No, it's the coach because of whom we are still alive. He made us meditate and gave us the courage to stay alive. He kept us hopeful that we would get out of here." After making the video, Nick and John say that, "In a little while, our other team will come here to save you all. Keep your courage." They come out and give the good news to everyone that all their children were alive. They show everyone the video of the children. After watching the video, their lives were saved. Everyone was very happy. But on the other hand, Nick and John were not. As if they had an idea of something wrong. They meet the governor here and tell him that the children are still alive inside. But the biggest mission is to get them out of there. The level of water at the entrance of the cave is very high. In such a situation, when such a big engineer was panicking, then these are small children. Food and water were delivered to the children by the rescue team. Doctors had also gone there, who had also checked the children. But no strategy to get him out had been prepared yet. The parents of the children were upset with the government that today 12 days have passed. Why are the children not being taken out? But the governor had no answer to give them. They tell the parents of the children to relax. The children are fine there. They have food, water, everything delivered. And soon they will be taken out. The parents also write letters to their children, which the divers had already delivered to the children. The coach thought that all these letters would be bad for them. But all the parents were thanking the coach here, that they gave their children the courage to stay alive. On the other hand, to get the children out of the cave, John and Rick had called an anesthesiologist. He had planned that these people would make the children unconscious, apply an oxygen mask and take them out of there. But the doctor did not like his advice at all. The doctor believed that if the children woke up halfway, the children would panic even more. But John and Rick had no other idea now. In the meantime, we are shown a cave scene, where the rescue team was busy delivering some important items to the children. In this, when a diver was returning after giving the children some things, his foot gets stuck in a rope in the cave. He tries a lot to get his foot out of there. But in all these attempts, his oxygen cylinder pipe also gets stuck in a stone and breaks there. At this time, he was in the water and due to lack of oxygen, he dies there. The rescue team takes him out. They were all very sad when he died. On the other hand, the doctor and the rescue team also realized that the advice given by Rick and John is absolutely right to bring the children out of the cave. Because where such a big diver panicked and died, the children are still small. Rick and John now tell their idea to the governor. And the governor was also ready to get the children out of the cave with the same idea. At night, Now the doctor teaches all the divers of the rescue team to inject the children, with the help of which the children become unconscious. After learning all this, the next morning was the day when they had to complete their mission. They had to get the children out of the cave. There were a lot of people gathered outside the cave. The parents, the city people, and everyone else were praying for the children to get out of there safely, because if anything goes wrong this time, the children will die and come out. When they go inside the cave, they realize that it is very difficult to get all the children out at the same time. They change the plan, and at one point in time, they think of getting only 4 children out of the cave. By injecting the anesthesia, they also tied the children's hands and feet, so that if they even come to their senses on the way, they don't make a mess by hitting their hands and feet. Now as soon as these people were leaving, a child comes to his senses. That child has to give him an extra dose. And then all the children are tied to each other with a rope, and taken out. Finally, after a lot of hours of hard work, 4 children had come out safely. As soon as their mission was successful, all the divers were very happy. Along with that, the parents also started bringing 4 children again the next day. And in this too, all these divers succeed. After which only 5 people were left in the cave. 4 children and a coach. The rain is so heavy that it starts pouring everywhere. And in this way, the water level in the cave also increases again. But because the water level was increasing, it was a stupidity to stop their mission. With time, the water would increase even more. So these people start their work according to their routine. And to get the remaining 4 children out, they go inside the cave. This time, the children were tied with a rope and brought out together. Each diver was taking the responsibility of 1 child, and he was being taken out easily. After the safety of 3 children came out, the 4th diver makes a mistake here. The rope breaks from his hand, due to which he himself started flowing in the water. But somehow he grabs a rock, and stabilizes himself. He also had a child in his hand, with whom he was putting his life in danger. This diver and this child could have died. But both of them were lucky, because Ricky's eyes fall on them. He tells the other diver, "You don't have the courage to lose. Now another diver is coming behind me. As soon as I leave this child out," Rick leaves the child with him, and sends the other diver to save his life. And finally, they succeed in getting this child, diver and coach out. Their mission was complete. He was a team member. They were celebrating their success. They saved 13 lives. Everyone was very happy. And these stories end while making everyone happy. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.